Every week, I get some version of the same question from homeowners here on the West Side. Is now a good time to sell? And honestly, it is one of the most loaded questions in real estate right now. Because the answer is not a simple yes or no. It depends. It's my answer. It depends on your property. It depends on your neighborhood. It depends on your timeline and what you actually need the sell to do for you. So today I want to give you a straight, candid breakdown of what the West LA market looks like right now for sellers. Sellers specifically. What's working, what isn't, and how to think through the decisions with clarity and confidence. Speaking of clarity and confidence, with compassion, if we haven't met yet, I'm Caleb Ramsay, your CCC Realtor here in West Los Angeles. I work with sellers every week across Santa Monica, Mar Vista, Venice, Culver City, and the surrounding neighborhoods. My job is to help you make a smart, strategic decision, not just tell you what you want to hear. If you're thinking about selling this year, even if you're just starting to explore it, the best first move is a conversation. So you can call or text me directly at 818-450-7515 or email me at caleb.ramsay@exprealty.com or click the links in the description below. I respond personally. All right, let's get into it. Let me start with what I'm seeing on the ground because what you read in headlines does not always match what's happening street by street out here. Here's the reality. This is a two-speed market. Well-priced, well-presented homes in the right locations are cruising out the door. I'm talking about real activity, competitive offers, and in some cases, these offers are over asking. But homes that are overpriced for their condition, their location, or their micro market, those are sitting like a car on the 405 on Friday at 5 p.m. Unfortunately, days on the market creep up, price reductions follow that, and then the trail of data hurts you at the negotiating table. The longer you're on the market, the more leverage a buyer has. So price per square foot is the real story right now. I'm watching this data factor closely across all the neighborhoods, and the gap between what earns premium pricing and what doesn't is wider than it was 2 years ago. Buyers are more educated, they're more patient, and they have data at their fingertips on their phones. They know when something is overpriced, and they know when it isn't. The sellers doing well right now are the ones who come in prepared. They're priced correctly from day one, and they're presented well. That combination wins the race. A lot of West Side homeowners who bought 5, 7, 10 or more years ago have significant equity built up. Even in a softer environment, that equity position is strong enough for a sale to make sense. So life changes like divorce, death in the family, job relocations, kids being born, downsizing, upsizing. These life events don't pause because of interest rates or market volatility. Some homeowners are selling their smaller properties to buy something larger while prices in certain segments have softened, or because of conditions related to what's going on in their life. If you're moving within the same market, the math can actually work in your favor right now. I've also worked with a number of investors this year who are done with tenant management. Unfortunately, especially given how rent control and eviction rules have shifted here in LA, they're cashing out while they have the option. So the bottom line is that the right time to sell is when it makes sense for your life and your financial picture, not just when the market looks perfect on a headline. Here is where I want to be real direct with you. Right now, the West LA market does not forgive sloppy listings. You can't just throw it up on the MLS, get it on Zillow, and expect for it to sell. Presentation matters. Buyers have seen beautifully staged homes. They have standards. If your property hits the market looking tired, the first 10 days of activity, which are the most valuable days you have, they get wasted. Pricing matters even more. The biggest mistake I see sellers make is starting high and then planning to reduce later on. That strategy just backfires. A price reduction signals to buyers that something is wrong, even when nothing is. It costs you negotiating power and it costs you time. So correct pricing from day one creates urgency, drives multiple showings, and it positions you for the best outcome. I've seen this strategy deployed on several Westside homes, and it's been hugely successful every time. It's important to remember that negotiation strategy is where a lot of sellers leave money on the table. It is not just about price. There's the terms, the contingency timelines, your buyer's financing strength, and the flexibility all play with what you actually walk away with at the end of the sale. So, hey, is it still a good time to sell? Well, for sellers with strong equity, a well thought out plan, and a clear reason to sell, yes, 100% it is. The market can absolutely work for you if you approach it correctly. But for those sellers who are purely chasing a number they saw online or that isn't reflecting what's happening in the market today, they'll be disappointed. Prices in West LA have adjusted from their 2021 peak in certain segments, but they haven't collapsed. Well-located properties with good bones and smart marketing are still commanding strong prices. What's changed is this: buyers have options. They're not panicking into offers anymore. So the margin for error on preparation and pricing is smaller than it was 3 years ago. All right, here's a quick breakdown of what it looks like to work with me if you're thinking about selling. We start with a real conversation. I'll sit down with you in your home and I'll ask a lot of questions. And then we do a deep dive into the condition of your property, your goals, and your timeline. I really want to know, what's your why? What's your motivation for selling? And once we get through all of that, I'll run a detailed comparative market analysis that goes beyond what the online websites show you. I look at price per square foot, we talked about earlier. I look at active competition, expired listings, and the days on market trends in your specific neighborhood. So you know exactly where you stand and what potential buyers are also looking at. From there, we'll build a preparation plan, a what to do before list, right? And what to skip, what not to spend money on, and where to spend money on. Then, finally, we'll build a marketing strategy plan that aligns with your goals. If you're going retail luxury, I have a plan for that. If we're going wholesale quiet, I have a plan for that too. Not everyone needs a 20-step marketing plan to meet their goals. So we'll customize a plan that fits your needs best. And most importantly, throughout the transaction, I stay close by. I communicate clearly and regularly. I negotiate on your behalf and protect your interest like you were my family and it was my money at stake. If you're thinking about selling in West Los Angeles this year, even if you're just early conversation territory, I'd love to connect. You don't have to be ready to list tomorrow. You just have to be curious enough to want a real answer. You can call or text me at 818-450-7515 or email me at caleb.ramsay@exprealty.com or click the links in the descriptions to reach out directly. If this was helpful at all, please subscribe to my channels. I post weekly videos on what's actually happening in the West LA market from a local expert who's out here every single day. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.